The information I'm about to share in this video, if they stand in opposition to your beliefs or views, please disregard them at your discretion. Please do not allow my statements to disturb your inner peace. Thank you. How does the act of giving to others help us evolve spiritually? Hello, my dear brothers and sisters. Welcome to Paradise. I'm Smart. What does it mean for us to evolve spiritually? To evolve spiritually means that we human beings need to return to our spiritual state of being. When I'm saying that we need to return to our spiritual state of being, that means we were not always human. At one point we were spiritual beings. But we don't remember that, do we? How did we get to the point of being human? And what's the purpose of that? The purpose of this journey here on earth for us as spiritual beings to become aware of our spiritual existence as the light that we are. In each lifetime, we go through many dark experiences. After we are done with those dark experiences and we return to our light, this is called spiritual evolution. And if you want to know more details into spiritual evolution, you may want to watch this video. As part of our spiritual evolution, as we come to earth, we go through many dark experiences, and we are not to stay in these dark experiences. Remember that we are spiritual beings. That means we need to return to that state of being. Both the journey into the dark experiences and into the light is done through our thoughts, deeds, and actions that are rising from our conscious awareness and our conscious mind choosing to do that. Our conscious mind is our human brain, and when we come to earth, the precedence is given to our human body and our human mind over our soul. A veil of forgetfulness is placed over our spiritual memory. That way we cannot remember any of our spiritual existence, and which allows us for us to have the negative experiences for the purpose of our spiritual evolution here on earth. And because for that reason, since we cannot remember, when we incarnate on earth, what happens is that we don't have any memory or any recollections of our past lifetimes or our spiritual existence whatsoever. That way, each lifetime that we are here on earth, these become our experience, like we are going through it for the first time. And one such experience into this negative is lack and scarcity. This is the opposite of our divine existence being in abundance. So when we are on earth, when we are experiencing lack and scarcity, we wouldn't be able to experience that if we had remembered that we are abundant. Would that be even possible for us? So that's the reason you see the veil of forgetfulness is there for that reason. So let's talk about the lack and scarcity. Since when we are on earth and everything is hidden from us, all of our spiritual existence, when we are born into the lack and scarcity or certain circumstances that pushes us to experience that negative in lack and scarcity, we tend to think that this is the only truth because that's all we know. That's all we are being surrounded by, and that's being the human is the only existence for us. We don't remember that we are spirits. We don't remember that we are abundant. All we know that I'm a human being and I'm here on earth and I am surrounded by this. I was born into it. So this is my reality. For us to come back or to evolve spiritually, what it means that we need to now return to to our spiritual state of being where abundance is our truth. And in order for us to jumpstart that process of returning to our light, it starts with giving to others. So when we are experiencing lack and scarcity, what is really happening there? First of all of our negative experiences, they are fear-based. They arise from our dark consciousness. Every creation first takes place in our mental space. So we first think that, okay, I am going through this situation and this is my truth. Okay, so the first thought is that I am born into lack and this is the truth of who I am. So I'm thinking this is the truth. So I continue to think that way, that I have to be careful not to spend too much money, or I don't want to share with others, because if I did, then that would mean that I'll be left with less. It could be also that I'm worried about a future event, like I cannot pay my rent. Things like that. These are all fear-based thoughts. So because whatever we think, we create that reality, because we are the creator. Okay, so whenever we are thinking in lack and scarcity and we are holding on to our money or our possession, we don't want to let it go. It's because that we are scared that we are not gonna have enough, and so therefore we are creating that reality. In order for us to come back from it, or to end this illusion, because remember, this is an illusion. Everything that is happening here on earth, this human experience, these are all illusion. We wanted to experience the lack. Therefore, this illusion was orchestrated for us to have that experience here on earth. Now, for us to return back to our spiritual state of being, what we must do is that we need to let go of those illusions of lack and scarcity and awaken ourselves to the truth of our spiritual existence, where abundance prevails. So now, how do we do that? Giving others is the first step. When we decide to give to others, the first thing that is happening, we are thinking that I have enough to share, or I have enough to give. So in that moment when I am thinking that I have enough, this is altering my way of thinking, and it is putting me in alignment with my spiritual existence. And when I bring this thought into an action by giving something to others, what I am experiencing is that by giving others, I am not left with anything less. This is a reassurance for me that I do have enough. The way the universal energy works is that whenever we give out anything, it comes back in return. So if we are giving out generosity, and if we are giving out kindness and show empathy for others, then we will receive those in return. This is the boomerang effect. Everything in this universe works in this infinite pattern where whatever goes around comes around. So this way, what we are doing, we are turning off that switch, and we are experiencing a different energy, which is our light energy. As we are thinking from our light consciousness, and we are no longer holding back, what we are doing, we are expanding ourselves into our greater awareness. Okay, now let's talk about how giving to others, is this actually working for you or is not? So now we need to first look at the bigger picture here. What are we trying to achieve here? What we are trying to achieve is that we are trying to return to our divine existence. This idea of giving to others, got very twisted in many religions. Some of these religious groups have different organizations and where they collect money for charity, which is a great thing. That's wonderful that people are becoming aware of that and helping out the community and so on. But is it always working? So let's find out about that. Is some of the key issues that I'm going to highlight here. Number one is obligation. Are we obligated to give others for us to evolve spiritually? Okay, first thing that what we need to understand is that we are all here on earth by free will. God gave each and every one of us free will. With that honor of free will, we have the free will to choose to experience the negative as long as we want, or even if we don't want to end our negative, that is also our free will. Okay, so if I want to end my journey into the negative or not, that decision sits on me and not with anyone else. This journey of us is to evolve back to our spiritual being. This has to be done on an individual level, and it is never done in a group. So when some of the religious group saying that this is an obligation by the law of this religion for you to pay or for you to purify, some even say that for you to purify your asset, you must pay a certain amount. This is not true, because why this is not true? Because is this helping this person to evolve spiritually? If someone is not willing to end their illusion or their journey into the earth, and if I am trying to convince this person that, hey, you are born in this religion and by the law of this religion you must pay, what I am doing is that I am manipulating this person and interfering against his will to come back to his light. This has to be a person's awareness. That means if that person feels that oh, I wish to experience my spiritual or divine existence or abundance, that choice sits with that person. If that person does not want to, that means that person is not ready to surrender their journey, and we have no right to interfere with their will, as it is a breach of honor of free will. I have seen this post where it says giving others is not a choice, it's an obligation. This is not true, because no one is obligated to do anything unless they're willing to submit themselves. There is no such law obligating anyone. Some people, they don't realize in the process of doing that, they are indirectly saying things to manipulate or to alter a person's perspective into giving, and sometimes by creating a form of guilt. And when you are making someone feel guilty for the way they are, this is also breaking the honor of free will. If I am doing that, this is a failure in my part and the failure in the part of the person who is participating in giving. So none of it is actually helping us to evolve spiritually. Show off. Okay, let's talk about show off. Whether we are collecting that money or we are giving that money in order for us to look good to others, or if we are doing just to look superior, This is not helping us in any way, because we are not to feel superior to another person just because we feel certain way and this other person does not feel like they are ready to give. Okay, so we are not supposed to feel superior because we are so loving and giving and pious. This does not have to be in the form of a show. It has to be in the form of a deed. It needs to be a silent work. Whatever I am giving to others, this is my business, and it doesn't have to be known. It doesn't have to be show off. Discrimination. Some of the religious groups, what they do, they collect this money and they allocate these funds to only the people of the same religion. So to support those families, to support those people who are following the same religion. So is this helping us to evolve spiritually? Most definitely not. Remember, the whole purpose of religion comes from the word religare, means that to bind with God. So if we are making that discrimination where we are taking that fund and only helping a group of people just because they follow a certain religion, then this is not helping us to serve the purpose of religion altogether. So is this helping us to evolve spiritually? No. It's actually making us fall further down in our spiritual ladder just because this is an act of discrimination. No limits, no obligations. Is there any limit as to how much we have to give for us to be evolved as a spiritual being? No, there is no amount. It's not about the amount of money. It's about awareness. It has to be an awareness of a person that is constant. Okay, so if I am saying that I want to evolve spiritually, that means I want to bring that awareness in me that I am a spiritual being and I am in abundance, all inclusive. First of all, our earthly experience, when we are surrendering and we want to return to light, it has to be all inclusive, meaning that we cannot just pick and choose that okay I'm going to give up on the illusion of lack and scarcity, and that's it, I will be placed in heaven. In our heavenly existence, we are not just abundant. Okay, we are all that pure. Okay, what does it mean? That okay, we are loving, we are joyous, we are harmonious, we are compassionate, we are kind. So all that is our spiritual virtue. And if we want to return to our spiritual existence, it has to be all inclusive. So if I am just a person who like to give, and okay, I maybe am aware that I have a lot. If I'm not being loving and I'm discriminating, then is this really helping me to evolve spiritually? So we need to see the bigger picture here and not just be concerned in one aspect of our divine existence. When some of the religious groups say that by giving others you purify your asset, so does that make any sense? Let's find out. So if I am, let's say I'm a person who likes to steal from others. So let's say I make $500,000 and I'm just taking money illegally or doing something that is harming others, and I am taking this money. So if someone says that okay, now you need to purify your asset, whatever you have, so that you can go to heaven, okay, will that work for me? So if I have $500,000 that I made, and then out of that $500,000 I decided to give $10,000 as a charity, does that mean that I have purified the fact that I have been doing fraud? and I have gained this amount of money by stealing this money. Does that purify my asset and prepare me for me to enter into the gate of heaven? It doesn't work that way. Remember, it's all about awareness. If a person is thinking or doing a deed that is harming others, so that person is not aligned with his or her spiritual existence. So this is not going to work for this person, no matter how much money he pays. Everything that we experience on this earth, these circumstances and situations that comes to us, it helps us to experience whether it is negative or the positive. So when we see that someone is coming to me and asking for my help, by helping this person, it is helping me to return to my divine existence. This person is in that place. This is an opportunity for me so that I can become aware of my divine existence. And if I don't want to help this person, that means this is still my experience into the negative. Both are my choice. Okay, it's not to say that one is better than the other. No, when I am experiencing the negative, that's my choice, and whether it's going to make me feel good or bad, that would be me. It's not about that person at all. It is all about me. In either case, I am perfectly alright to make whatever the decision that I want to make in order for me to have this experience. It's important that we must not look at someone. If someone does not want to help others, we must not look down onto them, saying, oh, this person is such a stingy person, or we don't need to do that. We must respect everyone for the experience that they are going through. We just be an observer. It's none of our business whatever they are experiencing. It is all about, even though these people come into our life, this journey is an individual journey. That means everything that's happening in my life is all about I am experiencing this. Okay, and these people come into my life to help me to go through these experiences. They are helping me to have these experiences. So it's important to understand these aspects of giving and how it is actually helping us to evolve spiritually or not. If we are aware about the true purpose behind giving, then we don't have to make anyone to give. It will be a natural occurrence if people actually realize the truth about giving to others. And the truth is that it helps us to evolve spiritually and to become aware that we are a spiritual being and we prevail in abundance. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have found the information I have provided in this video helpful, please share with others. I love you all, and I will see you in my next video.